I'm so excited for this video, but today we are going to go through all of my unread TBR books. Welcome to this house of books. My name is Ashley, and like I said, we're going to go through all my unread books. This is absolutely inspired by Becca and the Books. I will link her channel down below. I love watching her video. She has a lot more books than I do, but my collection has grown. I do keep track of unread books on Goodreads, and I have definitely gone through to make sure that none were missed, and I believe it's correct on Goodreads. We will see with this video. I am going to try to use a tracker somewhere on the video. We'll see how that works. This is also the last video in front of the Christmas tree. It is coming down tomorrow. I am filming this on New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day we always take everything down and start the new year with a nice clean house, and that's just always kind of fun for us to do. So this video will be broken up a little bit. You can see behind the Christmas tree, I have a bookcase. I cannot reach it as I am starting to film this, but I have time to start on my other bookshelves, so that's what I'm going to do. So you're going to see me all dressed up like this for the majority of this video, and then somewhere in the mix, I will look a little bit different and be standing in front of that bookcase. I did this video last year, and I will try to link that video down below. It's posted on my other YouTube channel about homeschooling, when that channel was Books and Homeschooling. But I'm really excited to have this video here on my new Books Only channel. I do know that my number has gone up this year. I had been wanting to get it under 200. No, it went up. I think it's still doable that by the end of 2025, I could get that number into 200. We'll see. I have also done a lot of going through my shelves this year and getting rid of books that just don't serve me anymore, that I'm not interested in reading. I did a video a couple months ago going through historical fiction shelves and really pulling out books that maybe weren't interesting me anymore, and at least trying out the first chapter or first 30 pages of it. And so I did a lot of that kind of stuff this year to just really have it that my shelves are books that I really want to still get to, or that I've already read and definitely want to keep. Organization of my shelves. Let's talk about that. The shelf behind me goes all the way up and holds all fantasy and some sci-fi. That is that whole shelf. I have a TV cabinet right here, and then on the other side of that TV cabinet, I have a bookshelf that looks just like this one. I have fantasy and sci-fi starting to go over onto that shelf, but then it also has literary fiction, historical fiction, and kind of anything else over there. I also have my self-destruct pile right there. And then you'll see I also have a book cart, and that's where I keep kind of books that I want to get to, my seasonal TBR, stuff like that. I have a hutch in our kitchen that has all of my book of the month books and classics, some borrowed books. Those aren't on my official TBR, so I probably won't include the borrowed books into this video. And then on my bedside table, I have a shelf, and that is where I keep my monthly TBR books. So that is just a nice place to keep them. Yes, I have books scattered all over. I'm running out of space and could use another bookshelf like that one. I just don't know where to put it right now. But on that note, I think we're gonna get started and see how this goes. I had to take my glasses off because I had to set up my ring light. So let's get started. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. A Court This Cruel and Lovely by Stacia Stark. The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. Red Rising, Golden Sun, and Morning Star by Pierce Brown. A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher. The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. And My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. Beneath a Scarlet Sky by Mark Sullivan. Everyone on This Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson. The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. Before We Were Yours by Lisa Wingate. Dear Edward by Anne Napolitano, Our Missing Hearts by Celeste Ng, Lady Tan's Circle of Women by Lisa C., The Sentence by Louise Erdrich, Four Treasures of the Sky by Jenny Tinghui Zong, The Lioness by Chris Beaujolain, Pool of the Stars by Emma Donoghue, The World That We Knew by Alice Hoffman, Every Heart a Doorway by Shannon Maguire, The Spell Shot by Sarah Beth Durst, Belladonna and Foxglove by Adeline Grace, The Coven by Harper L. Woods, Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli, Powerless, Reckless, and Powerful by Lauren Roberts, Orphan Train by Christina Baker Klein, The Rose Code by Kate Quinn, Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, Becoming Mrs. Lewis, and Surviving Savannah by Patty Callahan, The Lost Girls of Willowbrook by Ellen Marie Wiseman, A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Tolls, Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel, Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys, The Outlaw Noble Salt by Amy Harmon, Night Road by Kristen Hanna, The Other Bennett Sister by Janice Hadlow, Kite Runner, and A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khalid Hosseini, The Light Between Oceans by M.L. Stedman, The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel, Far From the Tree by Robin Benway, A History of Wild Places by Shay Earnshaw, The Dutch House and Tom Lake by Ann Patchett, His and Hers by Alice Feeney, We Begin at the End by Chris Whitaker, The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth, The House of Eve by Sadeka Johnson, The Roaring Days of Zora Lilly by Noelle Salazar, The Paper Palace by Miranda Cowley Heller, The It Girl by Ruth Ware, Greenwich Park by Catherine Faulkner, Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson, Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jesse Q. Satanto, 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, No Country for Old Men by Cormac McCarthy, Prodigal Summer by Barbara Kingsolver, The Latecomer by Jean Hanf Korelitz, Hannah Carries On by Uzma Jalaluddin, Britt Marie Was Here by Frederick Bachman, The Authenticity Project by Claire Pooley, Transcendent Kingdom by Yad Jesse, If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio, The Secret History by Donna Tartt, The Czar of Love and Techno by Anthony Mara, There by Tommy Orange, Beautiful Ones by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon, Educated by Tara Westover, All My Mothers by Joanna Glenn, Bunny by Mona Awad, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides, The Woman in Cabin 10, and The Death of Mrs. Westaway by Ruth Ware, The Martian by Andy Weir, World War Z by Max Brooks, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, The Magician's Daughter by H.G. Perry, The Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Boulley, Ariadne by Jennifer Saint, Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney, The Push by Ashley Audrain, The Most Fun We Ever Had by Claire Lombardo, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Truth by Matthew Perry, S by J.J. Abrams, House of Earth and Blood, House of Sky and Breath, and House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas, In the Lives of Puppets, and Wolf Song by T.J. Klune, Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wong, The Kaiju Preservation Society, and Starter Villain by John Scalzi, He Who Drowned the World by Shelley Parker Chan, Witch King by Martha Wells, Scythe, Thunderhead, and The Toll by Neil Schusterman, A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik, Keeper of Enchanted Rooms by Charlie N. Holmberg, Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater, Caravel by Stephanie Garber, Piranesi by Susanna Clark, The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton, A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson, That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming, Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne, Never Whistle at Night, an anthology by various authors, The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, Hollow Kingdom by Kira Jane Buxton, Kindred by Octavia E. Butler, The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed, Godkiller by Hannah Kaner, The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle, The Lost Bookshop by Evie Woods, The Wolf Den by Elodie Harper, Kafka on the Sea by Murakami, Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb, The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and The Galaxy and the Ground Within by Becky Chambers, The Poppy War and The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang, The Blade Itself, Before They Are Hanged, and The Last Argument of Kings by Joe Abercrombie, The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hashem, The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Penyandara. A Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan. Ancillary Justice and Ancillary Mercy by Anne Leckie. Jade City by Fonda Lee. Shadow and Bone and Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein. Scales of Ash and Smoke by Emily Schneider. The Book of the Unnamed Midwife by Meg Ellison. The City in Glass by Nii Vo. My Vampire Plus One by Jenna Levine. The Serpent and the Wolf by Rebecca Robinson. Under Lock and Key by Lana Ferguson. The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. Project Hail Mary by Andy Ware. The Will of the Many by James Islington. The City We Became and The World We Make by N.K. Jemisin. The Bright Sword by Lev Grossman. The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons. The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. The Shadow of the Gods and The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne. The Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick. Quicksilver by Callie Hart. The Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. Age of Myth, Age of Swords, and Age of War by Michael J. Sullivan. A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. The Storm of Echoes by Christelle Dabos. Leviathan Wakes. Caliban's War, Abaddon's Gate, Cibola Byrne, and Babylon's Ashes by James S.A. Corey. Hera by Jennifer Saint. The Book of Flora Lee by Patty Callahan Henry. Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshni Chokshi. The Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love by India Holton. The Love Elixir of Augusta Stern by Linda Cohen Leugman. Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. Thistlefoot by Jenna Rose Nethercott. Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth. The Change by Kirsten Miller. Age of Ice by Deepti Kapoor. The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. Real Americans by Rachel Kong. A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. Nothing to See Here by Kevin Wilson. Middle Tide by Sarah Crouch. Ink Blood Sister Scribe by Emma Tors. Shark Heart by Emily Habeck. Mercury by Amy Jo Burns. Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Rayborn. The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. The Love of My Afterlife by Kirsty Greenwood. The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. Death on the Nile, and an autobiography by Agatha Christie. The Woman on the Orient Express by Lindsay Jane Ashford. Cast by Isabel Wilkerson. The New Menopause by Mary Claire Haver. How to Do the Work by Dr. Nicole LaPera. Raising Good Humans by Hunter Clark Fields. The Witch of Pungo by Scott O'Moore. Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. The Indifferent Stars Above by Daniel James Brown. The Widow Cliquot by Talar J. Mazzeo. Quiet by Susan Kane. The Golem and the Genie by Helene Wecker. Once Upon a River by Diane Sutterfield. The Legendary Inga by Kate Stradling. Sea of Tranquility by Emily St. John Mandel. The Road of Bones by Demi Winters. Upgrade by Blake Crouch. The Office BFFs by Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey. Summer's End by Juno Black. The Well of Ascension and The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. James by Percival Everett. I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman. A Time of Dread by John Gwynne. City of Thieves by David Benioff. Half Sick of Shadows by Laura Sebastian. The Little Old Lady Who Broke All the Rules by Katharina Engelman Sundberg. Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher. Wintering by Catherine May. The Small and the Mighty by Sharon McMahon. Malice by John Gwynne. The Atlas Six by Olivia Blake. True Biz by Sarah Novick. And Where the Library Hides by Isabel Ibanez. Alright, that is it. Whew. It's a lot of work to do this video, but it is one of my favorite videos to film. It's just fun. I mean, getting to hold up every single book that I own that I haven't read. I mean, yeah, that's fun. Here is the grand total. I don't know if the counter worked or not. If it did, you could see it as it was going up. If not, this clip won't be in there. So, like I said, my numbers have gone up. That's okay, because I really added books to my shelves that I really want to read, so I'm happy to have them on my shelves. And on that note, I'm gonna go chug the rest of my coffee and continue editing this video, and I'll be back next year with the same kind of video because it's fun. And I think by then it'll be interesting to also see what books have been on my shelves since I started filming this last year. So we'll see. As always, if you like this or anything else here on this channel, make sure to like and subscribe down below, and I will be back for more soon.